Alright, hey guys, remember CCG back in the video. With this video, we're going over new Jurassic support. So we're going to get started here with Dra Megalo, which is a level 1 fire dinosaur tuner effect monster. Really cool art here. You can see 3 dragons just kind of hanging out, playing around. But besides that, the first effect here is that if you control a dinosaur monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. So a generic way of just getting out a level 1 tuner, always good to see. During your main phase, you can discard 2 cards, including a Jurrac card, then draw 2 cards. So that's pretty cool. Get this thing out, cycle 2 cards to the grave in order to draw other 2. Potentially use those 2 cards in the grave for a future effect. That could be potentially really good too, and just give you some draw power for the deck. If this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can send 1 Jurrac monster from your deck or extra deck to the graveyard, except for this card. So again, a lot of value that's built into a card like this. You can see that there's 3 effects that are very relevant, especially if you're just going to be running this in generic Dino. You can just use this card, pop it with using one of the other dinos here in order to send a Jurrac monster from your deck or extra deck to the grave, and then use the effect later on. Just a very flexible card as a level 1 dinosaur tuner. The second card we have here is a level 4 dinosaur with the name of Dra Styo. So this is the art here. We can see it's a Stegosaurus that's like fiery, very cool. First effect is that during your main phase you can destroy 1 card you control, and if you do, you can send 1 dinosaur monster from your deck to the grave. Then you can special summon any number of Jurrac monsters from your hand and or deck whose total level equals the sent monster's level, ignoring their summoning conditions, except for this card. Also, you cannot special summon for the rest of the turn except for dino monsters, which is fine. Obviously, you're going to be mainly summoning out dino monsters. It's just to prevent you from using this in generic decks. Besides that, popping a card you control in order to send dinosaur monsters from the deck to the graveyard up to the levels, or adding up to levels here, is pretty powerful. And you can just use this if you get something like, if you run this in just generic dinos, just being able to pop like your ultimate Tyranno and being able to use this effect here to get out a bunch of pitches seems like a potentially really strong effect here. And then when this card is destroyed by battle, you can return 1 card on the field to the hand. This is less relevant, but you can use this if you need to just battle into something in case they have something on the board that you can't destroy, can't banish, or whatever. You can just attack into this and bounce it on back to the hand. And the nice thing about this is that it's not a target effect as well. So that's a good second effect that isn't going to see a lot of play, but it's going to come in handy just in those times where you can't really get rid of something. And this is a new SYNCHRO monster in the form of Dra Asero. Very cool card here. Very cool art to see a new Dra SYNCHRO. This is a level 10 fire dinosaur SYNCHRO effect with 2500 attack, 2300 defense. It just requires 1 tuner and 1 or more non-tuner dinosaur monsters, so just make sure it's stuck into the dinosaur monster type. If this card is synchro summoned, you can set 1 Jurrac spell or trap from your deck or grave. So this is always good. Get something like that. It's always like a +1. Nice, and it's pretty easy to make sure the effect goes off. And then once per turn, if your opponent will special summon a monster, quick effect, you can banish 2 dinosaur monsters from your grave, negate the summon, and if you do, destroy that monster. So if your opponent tries to get something out, banish 2 dinosaurs from the grave, negate the summon. Very strong. I think it's going to be pretty annoying for your opponent to play around with that. It's always a little weird to deal with summon negates because the effect needs to be on, the monster needs to be on the field in order for that effect to work, and denying that summon can usually get around a lot of those monsters. And then during your opponent's turn, quick effect, you can banish 2 Jurrac monsters from your graveyard, including this card, and special summon 1 Jurrac meteor from your extra deck. This trade is in synchro summon, so this is nice as well. This is just going to give you a great way of just going into the old ace monster for this archetype, and that's always nice to see. You can also just use this as a potentially whenever you're in a position to just get it out. Being able to use this, get it out, pretty cool. And this is a new field spell in the form of Dra Volcano, and this looks like it's the final card as well. So you can see the field spell, just a volcano. You can see the little Drac here. During your main phase, you can destroy 1 dinosaur monster you control, and if you do, you can special summon 1 Jurrac monster from your deck. So pop whatever dinosaur monster you may need. You can see with the first one here that you'll get an effect out of it if you do decide to pop this Jurrac monster. And if you do, special summon a Jurrac monster from your deck. So that's nice. Get out whatever you need. If your opponent special summons a monster during the turn, the activated monster effects 4 or more times, you can special summon 1 Jurrac meteor for your extra deck. So another way of cheating it out. And it is counted as a synchro summon. Same thing as with this Jurrac synchro. Looks like they're just making it a lot easier to get out our Jurrac meteor. And then if a Jurrac monster you control would be destroyed by card effect, you can banish 1 dinosaur monster from your graveyard instead. This is a great way of just giving your Jurrac monsters protection. And if you need to, just being able to use this in case your opponent tries to pop it. I do think that your Jurrac monsters will need to be destroyed in order for the effect to resolve. That has, if they have like an effect that requires the card to be destroyed, it won't go off just because it's being protected here. And it's not like saying instead of doing that, you could pitch something. So it looks like you'll still have to do that if you do want the effect to resolve. but besides that, it could be pretty nice if your opponent's trying to pop your board. Otherwise, the support seems decent. It seems like it's going to help the deck just by providing a lot of flexible pieces and a new synchro monster, and also make it easier to go into Dra Meteor. So that's always good to see. But otherwise, let me know what you guys think, especially if you're a Dra player, and make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and all that, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.